Hal! I'm the Ganyman Count, and welcome to day 5 of the 300 Days of Disney. Guys, I swear I'll be back on track in the next few days. Kingdom Hearts 3 is finally complete, and I can get back to focusing on these videos. On the next couple of videos, I'd like to discuss 90s Disney films, and they're actually some of the greatest Disney films of all time. What three will we be talking about today? Well, actually, they're the 3 Disney animated films I watched the most during my childhood: Aladdin, Mulan, and Hercules. 3 films that will go down in many people's books as some of the best Disney films of all time, and with some iconic voices too coming from all 3 of these films. So what will we talk about first? We'll talk about the only one of the 3 with a female lead to start, Mulan. Mulan, released in 1998, was Disney's take on the classic Chinese tale of Hua Mulan, a Chinese woman who disguised herself as a man to join the Chinese army. The film was the first film to be animated in MGM Studios in Orlando, Florida. That's right guys, a theme park in Walt Disney World, one that we talked about in a previous video. Link in the description below if you haven't seen it guys. Mulan was a lot different from Disney's usual princess film, because instead of the usual where we would see a princess being rescued by the handsome prince, Mulan is actually the hero of this film and rescues her handsome man in this film. This however was Disney trying to add romance into their stories for extra emotional value, as there was never actually a love story in the original story of Mulan. However, I'm glad they introduced this, especially after the way the film starts, as this shows can be who she wants and do what she wants and still find someone to love her. Now, I mentioned at the start of this video, there are some memorable voice actors in these films, and boy, if this one isn't beyond memorable. Mulan's ancestors call upon the ancient Chinese dragons to protect her on her journey. Unfortunately for Mulan, but fortunately for us, this dragon was Mushu, voiced by the legendary actor and comedian Eddie Murphy. And boy oh boy, this isn't one of the best Disney sidekicks ever. Mushu is hilarious.
My ancestors sent a little lizard to help me.
Hey, dragon, not lizard. I don't do that tongue thing.
You're,
Intimidating? Awe-inspiring?
tiny.
Of course. I'm travel size for your convenience. If I was my real size, your cow here would die of fright. Down, Bessie. My powers are beyond your mortal imagination. For instance, my eyes can see straight through your armor. Oh! All right, that's it. Dishonor. Dishonor on your whole family. Make a note of this. Dishonor on you. Dishonor on your cow.
Stop. I'm sorry. I'm just nervous. I've never done this before.
Then you're gonna have to trust me. And don't you slap me no more. We clear on that? All right. Okay, let's get this show on the road. Tricky, get the bags. Let's move it, heifer.
He keeps an eye on Mulan and gives her plenty of advice while having many funny side adventures with Cricky, Mulan's lucky cricket. It's a good thing Mushu is so brilliant in this film, because it helps us to forget that he actually sends an entire division of the Chinese army that are only newly trained to the front line of the war, including the girl that he's meant to protect, just so he could redeem himself from his past mistakes through Mulan's glory. Tut Mushu, but we still love you. Like every Disney film, this one has some classic songs you won't ever forget. Songs like I'll Make a Man Out of You and Girl Worth Fighting For help to lift the mood of this film and make it a typical Disney classical musical, even if it's a movie that is literally based on a war. Disney again are working on a live action remake of Mulan. Let's just hope that even if we lose Cricky, that Mushu still stays, because I still want to have that Disney feel to it, rather than feel like I'm watching a History Channel docu-film. Hercules. Who put the Glad in Gladiator? Well, that's an obvious one guys. He definitely put the Glad into my childhood. This one came out the day after my birthday on the 27th of June 1997 and is one of my top 5 Disney films of all time. This film started a lifelong obsession with Greek mythology, even though the Disney version itself takes way more than a few liberties from the original story. But again, as always, it can be more than forgiven because this film was beautiful. Set in ancient Greece, we see young demigod Hercules be stolen from his home on Mount Olympus and cursed and poisoned by his uncle Hades so he can't return home. Hercules has to learn to become a hero in the mortal world while dealing with the troubles of being the weird kid with super strength. So how do you become a hero in ancient Greece? Well, you go get taught by a satyr named Philoctetes. Another big Disney change here, as the actual trainer of Hercules in Greek myth was a centaur named Chiron. But again, we can forgive that because this brings us to our memorable voice part for this film. The voice of Philoctetes in this film is the almighty trash man, Danny DeVito. But this isn't the only really iconic voice we have here. The voice of Hades is actually done by James Wood, and if you don't know who James Woods is, well, here's a Family Guy clip to show you.
Right, Peter, I'm here. Where are ya? Ooh, piece of candy. 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 Ooh, a piece of candy.
Yeah, guys, I haven't looked at Hades the same since. Sorry, guys, but now you can join me in how that feels. This film is glorious. We see Hercules do some of his famous trials. We see him travel to the depths of the underworld and rise to the heights of Mount Olympus, along with falling in love with Meg, the sassiest and most badass Disney female in any Disney film in my opinion. And with some of my favourite Disney songs around, it's hard not to love this film. This is a Disney film I would love to actually see be remade into a live action film. However, with so many bleh Hercules films in recent times, I think we're still a while off from that, unfortunately. But if we know anything about Herc, it's that he can go the distance. Aladdin, you ain't never had a friend like him. This film will always be one of the top rated Disney films of all time for two reasons. A Whole New World, probably the greatest and most popular Disney romance song of all time, and Genie. Yes guys, the sidekick in this film was actually the star of the film. Genie was voiced by the late great Robin Williams. Genie is a character that will go down in history, loved by everyone. As an overall story, Aladdin was a basic rags to riches love story. Peasant boy falls in love with the princess and risks everything to get his chance with her. While at the same time, the royal advisor to the Sultan, Jafar, is set to take the kingdom right from underneath Princess Jasmine's father's nose. Jafar is an evil sorcerer and has been mind controlling the Sultan for a long time, who then, after an unfortunate incident in the marketplace, comes across Aladdin, a young street rat sentenced to execution, and gives him a chance of freedom by retrieving a magical lamp from a dangerous magical cave. Along comes our loyal sidekick, Genie. Aladdin gets granted 3 wishes from Genie, and even though one of them wasn't to give the power to Disney to create magic, it happened. This basic story gets turned around and made incredible. Genie gives Aladdin and his best friend, the little monkey Abu, a makeover, makes him rich and famous prince, and much more along the way. This movie was elevated to a fun fantasy adventure film. We see Aladdin, what everyone's seen as a common criminal, fly the deserts on a magical carpet, become a rich and powerful prince, gain the love of a beautiful princess, and develop a friendship with an all-powerful being by being a kind-hearted hero and freeing him from his shackles. This movie can't help but to touch your heart. It's probably the greatest rags to riches story about, and will have you saying, Prince Ali, fabulous is he, every time. As I said, the 90s was a brilliant time for Disney's animation, and on my next video I'll be talking about 3 more. I'll give you a couple of clues. We'll be trying the grey stuff because it's delicious. We'll be checking in on a Son of Man and checking around a river bend. Still no idea? Tune in tomorrow to find out, and as always guys, don't forget to hit that thumbs up button, subscribe and turn on notifications so you always know when the magic is alive. Until next time guys, much love and